It's a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in the city of Ilaro. Welcome to your darling station, Poly TV Ilaro. And this is that program, Poly TV Newspaper Review and Analysis. I am Samuel Olaniyo. And it's a pleasure to have in the studio today our in-house commentator and public affairs analyst, Mr. Shola Abiola. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, and I'm sure you really you really enjoyed your Easter holiday.
I tried to.
All right, happy Easter.
Same.
All right, okay. You want to say something?
Yeah, even if nothing exchange hand
Oh.
from you to me, especially your GM.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to tell the management of Poly TV to do that.
Okay.
All right, so let's get straight in. We have with us this afternoon the Punch newspaper. We have the Nigerian Tribune. We also have the Guardian newspaper as well as the Daily Trust newspaper. So let's start straight with the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian, on the front page of the Guardian, we have the story that says Middle East crisis exposes costly weakness in Nigeria's cloud economy. Middle East crisis exposes costly weakness in Nigeria's cloud economy. Still on the front page of the Guardian, we also have a story that says CSO decry worsening poverty despite over 100 trillion naira budget in 2 years. CSOs decry worsening poverty despite over 100 trillion naira budget in 2 years. Still on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this afternoon, angry woman at mass burial in Hagwan Rukuba as death toll rises. And also still on the issue, the oil windfall, World Bank cautioned federal government against profligacy. World Bank cautioned federal government against profligacy. Still on the Guardian newspaper, ADC crisis deepens as new faction usurp party leadership backs INEC. ADC crisis deepens as new faction usurp party leadership backs INEC. And also National Police Day, Tinubu underscores intelligence gathering as IGP salutes fallen heroes. National Police Day, Tinubu underscores intelligence gathering as IGP salute fallen heroes. And finally, on the Guardian newspaper this afternoon, NARD suspend planned strike as Shetima intervenes. Ogun doctors comply. NARD suspend planned strike as Shetima intervenes. Ogun doctors comply. All right, so let's get straight to on this front page of the Guardian newspaper. Let's really look at this headline: ADC crisis deepens as new faction usurps party leadership and then backs INEC. We saw I think in a couple of some weeks ago where a second faction of the party, that Nofiu Gombe also, alleged that it was not properly dismissed as the deputy national vice chairman of the ADC. And now we now have the formal presidential candidate as at the 2023 election, that's Dumebi Kachiku, now saying that they own the party and they've actually appointed the Kogi State chairman of the Kogi State chairman of the party. They've appointed him as an interim national chairman of the party. What's your take on this? Well, we have just about 9 months to go to the elections.
Yeah, maybe we'll go back to one of Sonny Okosun's song then, Evergreen. Who owns the land? We want to know, we want to know, we want to know who owns the land. We want to know who owns ADC. You see, the problem with that party is a fortunate scenario for the ruling party, because when the opposition does not stand, that means the ruling party will have a field day. Almost all the opposition parties are becoming, sorry to use this English, yam, pepper, scatter. Everything is just scattering all over. With about 3 factions within the same party. And 9 months to go. Now tell me, who directs the affairs of the political party?
The 3.
The 3. Now, are they going to have 3 presidential candidates?
Or we have ADC 1, ADC 2, ADC 3.
The ballot paper will be so full of it. I think on a more serious note, I don't think this ADC stands any chance. I don't think so. Even if they resolve tomorrow. Yesterday. Even if they resolved yesterday,
they don't stand the chance tomorrow.
They don't stand the chance tomorrow. They don't, because the fact is that election is not a tea party. It is something you have to prepare for. You see, when APC has started doing everything that they should do, And this one's there is we heard of Amala convention somewhere. Maybe we are going to have Gbegiri convention in another place.
They are yet to have their convention.
Yes,
ADC.
they are yet to have it. When are they going to have? When are they going to pick their candidates? When are they going to start their campaign and whatever? So I think they should just accept the fact that they are not ready for this.
But a lot of people are beginning to blame the ruling party. I mean, that's the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying that he does not want the opposition to thrive. Do you think the opposition being in shambles, is it to be blamed?
You see, it is a poor workman that blames his tool when it's not working. We call something opposition. We want opposition to thrive. Ordinarily, somebody that is opposing you from getting.
In the spirit of democracy, you might want to do that.
I know it is not. It is allowed. But the fact remains that I will not even pray for my enemy to survive. I will not be physically fighting them. But the fact remains that even though it is not Tinubu that is causing it, he is happy with what is happening. Because by the time, two of us went to the stream to fetch water. I fetched water first, and I had to rumble the water. So you have to wait until the water becomes clean before you can get your water. Before the water gets clean, I've already taken whatever I want to take and leave.
That's true. All right. Thank you for that insight on that story. Away from the Guardian newspaper, straight to the world of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, total of 500 terrorism suspect begins in Abuja. And also it has a writer that says 227 suspects arraigned, court sentences 4 to various jail terms. Trial to last 1 week. That's on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. ADC crisis deepens as new caretaker leadership emerges. ADC crisis deepens as new caretaker leadership emerges. That can be found on the page 13 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And also, still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, Obi seeks clarity on 10.6 trillion naira approved for power sector debt in 2 years. Obi seeks clarity on 10.8 trillion naira approved for power sector debt in 2 years. We're still on the Nigerian Tribune. Trump says world civilization will die during threat to Iran. He says world civilization will die during threat to Iran. And finally, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, 2027 adoption of consensus candidates triggers controversy in Oyo APC. 2027 adoption of consensus candidates triggers controversy in Oyo APC. And I also saw a very interesting story, still from Oyo State. It says Olubadan inaugurates Ibadan Community Security Guard. Olubadan inaugurates Ibadan Community Security Guard. Let's really talk about the biggest story on the front page. It's a trial of 500 terrorism suspect begins in Abuja, where 227 suspects will be arraigned and then court sentenced 4 to various jail terms. We've seen many of these pancake trials in the past where suspected terrorists were taken to court and then they were tried. But not many, we've not really seen the in terms of seeing the actual result in reduction in terrorism, in reduction in kidnapping, reduction in banditry. What do you think seems to be happening at the moment?
You call it pancake trials. I call it shambolic trial. You see, I think they are just trying people or making us believe that they are trying people. Since the day they've been trying and arraigning people and then even sentencing some to jail terms, did such trial materialize? What have been the results of such trials? I think enough is enough. They should stop calling kettle black for us. I don't want to say more than that.
They should stop calling kettle black for us. But kettle, I think the bottom is usually black.
And we know.
We know.
They should not be labeled the obvious.
Okay,
we know what is black and we know what is white.
All right. Straight to the world of the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Punch this afternoon, 2027 battle, ADC crisis worsens as faction claims control. 2027 battle, ADC crisis worsens as faction claims control. That's the writer that says Mark-led ADC insists on convention, aggrieved chieftains announce caretaker committee. Mark-led ADC insists on convention, aggrieved chieftains announce caretaker committee. 5 terrorists jailed. Federal government expedites 500 suspect trials. 5 terrorists jailed. Federal government expedites 500 suspect trials. Doctors end strike. Hospitals reopen. Doctors end strike. Hospital reopens. Oil shock. World Bank predicts 3.1. Okay, sorry. World Bank. Oil shock. World Bank predicts 3.1 inflation rise for Nigeria. Oil shock. World Bank predicts 3.1 inflation rise for Nigeria. Also on the Punch newspaper, please arrest Lagos robber, recover 14 guns. Please arrest Lagos robber, recover 14 guns. Tinubu's visit, Lagos announces partial road closure. Tinubu's visit, Lagos announces partial road closure. Quite interesting story on the front page is doctors end strike, hospital reopen. Before, I think as of yesterday, there were rumors that, or let me say, there were reports that the National Association of Resident Doctors were going to comment their industrial strike. But as of this morning, we have a report again that the Vice President Kazim Shettima met with the doctors and then has intervened. As it stands, they've now altered the strike process. But I want to find out from you, at this point, do you think you want to go on strike? They talk to you without even achieving what you wanted to do, and then you halt the whole process. Do you think that's something
that has been what Nigerian strikes has been? That has been the situation with strikes. When you want to go on strike, I think you have a basis to go on strike. You have grievances you want settled. You have so many things, and that immediately you embark on such strike. 24 hours later, or even 12 hours, and then they will call you, and then where were they before the strike commenced? And what is the seriousness, the genuineness of the strike on the part of the strikers, if I may use the word? Because it's like we are just playing to the gallery, where everybody wants to be seen as doing or saying something, and that is it. After all, they've talked to us. If you will be disappointed that the conveners of the strike, the leadership will not be talking. After all, they've talked to us. If it is about talking, then you don't need to go to strike before they talk to you. There are certain things you are looking for. Have you achieved those things? Or was there a concrete plan? We know here, when we are on negotiation table, we promise this, we promise that. At the end of the day, there will be a truce between the strikers and the striked against. So then, not long after, the strike will resume again because they will renege on their promises. I think it is becoming worrisome that if you want to go on strike, let's go on strike. If you don't want to go on strike, for God's sake, let's sit down.
All right. If you want to go on strike, go on strike. If you don't want to go on strike, leave us alone and let's face reality. All right. That's coming from Mr. Shola Abiala. Straight to the world of Daily Trust newspaper. This afternoon, Daily Trust newspaper on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, Nigeria on the brink of collapse. That's coming from the civil society organizations. Nigeria on the brink of collapse. CSOs. Flay killings, abductions, rising poverty. I think that again. Nigeria on the brink of collapse. CSO. That's the civil society organizations. Flay killings, abductions, rising poverty. Ask governments to protect democracy from hijack, rebuild trust in judiciary. Still on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. Rainstorm destroys multi-million naira bus terminal in FCT. Rainstorm destroying multi-million naira bus terminal in FCT. Boko Haram suppliers jailed as federal government begins trial of terror suspect. Boko Haram suppliers jailed as federal government begins trials of terror suspect. Bandits kill Abuja businessman daughter despite 12 million naira ransom payment. Oh, this is very very sad one.
Pathetic.
Yeah. Bandits kill Abuja businessman daughter despite 12 million ransom payment. And also beneath the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, your actions bad for Nigeria democracy. Kwankwaso tell Nafiu Bala. Your action bad for Nigeria's democracy. Kwankwaso tell Nafiu Bala. And also, what next for PDP convention? That's a question on the front page of Daily Trust. And finally, Castina residents abandon roads over attack. This is quite two stories on the front page. Let's look at it from the aspect of security. It says Boko Haram suppliers jailed by federal government despite begin trials of suspect, and also after paying ransom, a businessman daughter was killed despite paying 12 million naira. And also a report on the front page says Katsina resident abandoned roads, because of attack. Like, how long are we going to still merry-go-round around this insecurity in our nation?
Well, maybe security issue in Nigeria is becoming what Dele Soyinka called a biku in his poem.
Always coming again.
Coming and
and going.
recurring, decimal all the time. And then the most pathetic is the killing of a businessman after payment of 12 million naira ransom. Was this money paid by hand? Was it a cash transaction? If it was not, then couldn't the bank transactions be traced? After all, it was the particular account number that the money was paid into. So why are we deceiving ourselves that we don't know these people? I arrested you, or I kidnap somebody. I'm not a kidnapper. Don't quote me outside.
They understand.
So I kidnap you and I send you a bank account and you transfer money there, and still we are telling us that we don't know them.
That's serious.
Are we practicing ghost banking in Nigeria? Where ghosts will just operate an account?
Those accounts are BVNs, definitely.
The ghosts that have BVN. So if you have BVN, what is the responsibility of our database in Nigeria? Something should be able. I think we should be tired of fooling ourselves. They are known. Somebody said that government will not say that they don't know these bandits or the terrorists. I think, I'm sorry to use the word, who is fooling who?
Okay, that is coming from Mr. Shola Abiola, coming in to do the best. That will be all we can take on newspaper review and analysis. Once again, Mr. Shola Abiola, thanks for coming on the program today.
It's my pleasure. Always.
And I also understand that we're preparing for the convocation ceremony. How's the plan going?
Oh, we are on top of the matter.
All right. That's a very good one. Yeah. That will be all on newspaper review and analysis. I remain Samuel Olanyo. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and do have a wonderful day.